Imagine a world where your only choice of beer is Budweiser or Miller. While preserving and elevating free markets is the only way to ensure that this travesty doesn't become a reality. Ew, there's a bureaucrat in my beer. A tale of tasteless regulation. Libertarians are often misunderstood when they talk about free markets. But simply put, free markets are just the total sum of billions of voluntary exchanges that people make every day. The best way to provide value to consumers is through free markets. We're often charged with the claim that libertarians support mega corporations, but that simply isn't true. Free markets breed competition, which keeps the market share fair. Let's use the market for beer as an example. According to the Brewers Association, in the 1870s, before prohibition laws destroyed commerce, there were 3,200 breweries in America. In 1978, U.S. Congress passed H.R. 1337, which exempted a certain amount of homebrewed beer to be brewed for personal use. At this time, there were only 42 brewing companies. In 1979, deregulation of Prohibition-era restrictions helped to rebuild America's brewery population. Today, because of deregulation, there are over 2,500 breweries. Craft brewers currently provide about 108,000 jobs in the U.S., but unfortunately, the overreaching arm of the regulatory complex still disproportionately affects them. When the government shut down in 2013, craft breweries were put on hold. According to USA Today, all new beers that get bottled or canned to be sold across state lines must be approved by the Alcohol and Tobacco Tax and Trade Bureau, known in the industry as the TBB. Federal workers must approve the label as well as the recipe if it uses non-traditional ingredients, which many seasonal beers contain. While the TBB has stopped approving new recipes and labels, workers there are still collecting brewery taxes. During the shutdown, large corporations like Miller Coors and Budweiser, they went largely unaffected. And oftentimes, those large corporations, they lobby for stricter regulations so they can push out their competition. Because of the currently booming craft beer market, companies like Miller Coors are forced to innovate and answer America's demand for variety. This tale of tasteless regulation isn't isolated to America's precious beer market. This is the case for every single market that is overregulated. So beware of those politicians and pundits that push for regulation. They aren't your friends, and they aren't looking out for your interests. Before you decide to support some new sweeping regulatory bill, please remember that behind every politician and nanny state bureaucrat is a lobbyist pulling his or her strings. Every new regulation affects people's lives, livelihoods, and puts our freedom of choice at stake. Cheers.